Welcome to Big Truck Time. You're cruising down the highway in your family pickup. You're humming to the radio. Maybe you've got groceries rattling in the back. Suddenly, whoosh, another truck blows past you at 217 miles per hour. Yes, you heard that right. A truck, not a Ferrari, not a Bugatti. A good old-fashioned, boxy, all-American truck. Sounds crazy? It's real. And it's one of the most jaw-dropping feats in automotive history. Welcome to the wild world of the fastest trucks ever built, machines so ridiculous, they make you wonder if physics just gave up for the day. The Bank Sidewinder. The diesel daredevil. Let's start with the ultimate king, the Bank Sidewinder Dakota. In 2002, Gale Banks and his team decided that a Dodge Dakota pickup wasn't just for hauling mulch. Nope. They turned it into a land-speed missile. Here's the insane part. This truck was street legal. It drove itself to the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah, towing its own trailer. That's like showing up to a marathon carrying your own water station. And then, once on the salt, it hit 217 mph on average with a one-way run at 222 mph. And get this, it wasn't powered by some exotic racing engine. Nope. It had a Cummins turbo diesel, producing 735 horsepower and over 1,300 pound-feet of torque. Translation? Enough grunt to tow your house at 200 miles per hour. Humor check. Imagine telling your neighbor, "Yeah, my pickup hauls hay bales at supersonic speed." He'd never invite you to his barbecue again because he knows you'd arrive before the grill even heated up. The Sidewinder didn't just break records, it shattered expectations. A diesel truck shaped like a shoebox tearing through the salt faster than most Lamborghinis. That's the kind of story people remember because it's so unbelievable. And honestly, it's proof that sometimes the wildest dreams begin in the most ordinary driveways. The Dodge Ram SRT-10. Viper heart, truck body. Now let's shift gears to something you could actually buy at a dealership. The Dodge Ram SRT-10. Released in 2004, this wasn't a concept, it wasn't a prototype. This was a production truck you could actually drive to Walmart. But Dodge had a sneaky idea. They dropped the 8.3-liter V10 engine from the Dodge Viper into this full-size pickup. The result? A truck that hit 154.6 miles per hour, officially earning the Guinness World Record as the fastest production pickup of its time. Think about it. A truck big enough to carry your new refrigerator could also smoke most sports cars on the highway. That's like watching a sumo wrestler win a ballet competition. Nobody expected it, but once you saw it, you couldn't stop talking about it. And let's be honest, the idea of a truck beating your neighbor's Mustang in a stoplight drag race? Comedy gold. You'd roll down the window just to say, "Nice car, champ," before disappearing into the horizon with groceries still in the bed. Why trucks shouldn't be this fast? Here's the thing. Trucks aren't supposed to be fast. They're heavy, they're boxy. Their aerodynamics are about as graceful as a brick wall. At high speeds, trucks are basically trying to fly without wings. That's what makes these record breakers so impressive. They defied everything we thought we knew about trucks. The engineers behind them looked at physics, laughed, and said, "Hold my wrench." And here's the storytelling magic. People love when the underdog wins. Nobody expects a truck to outrun a Ferrari, and that surprise is what makes the story unforgettable. It's David versus Goliath, except this time, Goliath has a tailgate and a cup holder. The truth? When something that shouldn't be fast turns out lightning quick, the shock makes the victory twice as sweet. That's why people still talk about these trucks years later. Trucks that launch like rockets. Now let's fast forward to today. Electric trucks have entered the ring and they're rewriting the rules. Take the Tesla Cybertruck beast. It looks like something from a sci-fi movie, but don't laugh too hard. This thing does 0 to 60 mph in about 2.5 seconds. Yes, faster than many Ferraris. Then there's the Rivian R1T, a sleek adventure pickup. Quad motors, instant torque, 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds. That's quicker than most people can find the right playlist on Spotify. And don't forget the GMC Hummer EV. It weighs more than a small moon, over 9,000 pounds, yet somehow blasts to 60 in 3.0 seconds. Physics called. It wants a refund. Humor check. Imagine pulling up to a drag strip in your electric pickup and leaving behind a Corvette. That's not just fast, that's petty revenge in motion. And if you honked before launching, that's adding insult to injury with a horn louder than their ego. The electric revolution has made trucks faster, cleaner, and scarier for anyone who thought they were safe at a red light. Today's pickups are silent assassins, sneaking up with no engine noise, then vanishing before you can even blink. The semi-truck madness. Big rigs, bigger speed. And if you think only small pickups get the glory, let's talk about semi-trucks. Yes, the 18-wheelers you see on the interstate. Some of them have been modified to break speed records too. One of the craziest? A jet-powered semi called Shockwave, which blasted across drag strips at over 350 miles per hour. That's right, a semi-truck going faster than a jet on takeoff. Sadly, Shockwave retired after decades of blowing audiences' minds, but it remains one of the wildest examples of how trucks can defy every limit. Now picture this. You're a regular semi-driver in America, hauling goods at 70 miles per hour when you see another truck zoom by at 300 miles per hour with flames shooting out the back. That's the kind of story you bring up at family dinners forever. And honestly, who wouldn't? It's basically Optimus Prime moonlighting as a drag racer. The lesson here? No matter how big or slow something looks, with the right modifications it can move faster than anyone dreamed. That's not just engineering. That's comedy and shock value rolled into one fiery package, monster trucks. Of course, not all fast trucks are about clean salt flats or drag strips. Enter the world of monster trucks. These aren't about top speed, they're about crushing cars, jumping buses, and making kids scream with joy. Take Kevin Talbot's RC monster truck experiments. They may be small, but they capture the same spirit. Trucks that are bigger, louder, faster, and way more fun than anyone expects. In storytelling, sometimes the spectacle is as important as the stats. Because let's be real, nobody goes to a monster truck show for precise lap times. They go because seeing a truck flip over 3 cars is the kind of ridiculous fun that never gets old. And when flames shoot out of the exhaust, the crowd goes wild like it's the 4th of July. Monster trucks remind us that sometimes speed isn't about numbers. It's about the thrill, the chaos, and the laughter when 12,000 pounds of steel does a backflip. What storytellers can learn from speed trucks. So what do these record-breaking trucks teach us beyond horsepower and tire smoke? A lot, actually. First, they remind us of the power of the unexpected. When a truck outruns a Ferrari, it shocks people, and shock makes a story stick. Second, they highlight transformation. A pickup that starts as a grocery getter and ends as a 217 mph legend mirrors the hero's journey in any great story. We love seeing the ordinary become extraordinary. Third, they show the importance of pacing. These stories don't start with 200 miles per hour, they start with small steps. A new engine, a bold idea, a test run. Then they build to a climax. That's exactly how you keep an audience engaged in storytelling. And finally, they prove that humor matters. A story about trucks is great, but a story about a truck beating a Lamborghini? That's unforgettable, because it makes people laugh while they're amazed. Humor keeps people glued to your words long after the speedometers stop spinning. The bigger lesson, whether it's trucks or tales, it's never just about the speed. It's about the feeling. It's about making people's jaws drop and then making them laugh about it afterward. The fastest truck ever may be the Bank Sidewinder Dakota on paper, but in truth, it's every truck that dared to defy limits, from the Ram SRT-10's wild Viper heart to the Cybertruck's futuristic speed and even jet-powered semis. The real lesson? Never underestimate the underdog. Trucks weren't meant to be fast, yet they broke records. Likewise, your ideas or stories may not seem like winners at first, but with boldness, they can roar past expectations. The greatest stories don't just move, they leave jaws dropped and echoes that last, and that's the wild world of the fastest trucks ever. If this video blew your mind, smash that like button, subscribe for more jaw-dropping stories, and drop a comment. Tell me, which truck would you take for a spin? The shoebox-shaped Sidewinder, the Viper-hearted Ram, or the flame-throwing jet semi? I can't wait to hear your pick.